Hey, what's up you guys? My name is Vivian from ThePaperLetterBlog and we're going to make a botanical themed flip book together. Now, first thing I'm doing is grabbing all of the supplies I want to use. I'm not going to end up using all of them, but I just like having things within reach so that I can continue when I'm in some sort of a flow. And there are a couple things I want to tell you in this video. First of all is something that you might already realize, is that I'm in this video for the first time using my new daylight lamp. I bought a ring lamp specifically for the videos I make because I like crafting at night and I can never film at night because it's too dark. So I invested I should say in a ring lamp for filming. Now you're currently seeing kind of a bright white setting, then a little bit later on in this video I'm going to change to a more orange setting. I do not actually like that, but I was still figuring it out and still learning how to use the lamp, so in this video I'm testing a couple different things and I would also really like your feedback. In my personal opinion, this setting is the best. You know, it's kind of bright white. And I personally do not really like the orangey look, which you will see in a second. But just let me know, you know, is it too bright? Is it good for you? I still have to learn how to counter the reflection. For example, that's the orange setting. See, this is a lot more orange in my opinion. But I'm still working on learning how to use, like how to counter the reflection. Like when I have tea or packaging, you will see the reflection very badly, which I do not like, but yeah, like I said, I'm still learning, so give me your feedback. Then in the background, what I'm obviously doing is I'm decoupaging with that gorgeous napkin that Jane sent me. What I'm doing is I'm first gluing down a vintage book page on the front page, and then I'm covering both the front and the back with that beautiful napkin. What you do when you decoupage, I've already mentioned it before, is you simply peel off the blank layers, and so that you only keep the printed layer, and then you just use a whole lot of glue. You can do either glue underneath the napkin and on top, or you can only put it underneath the napkin. When you also use glue on top, it's just going to be a bit sturdier, but I also quite like it when you do not glue the top of the napkin so that it's still a little bit soft almost. So yeah, that's one of the things I wanted to tell you. I think it's quite important. It, for me at least, is a big step, investing in something. I first invested in the overhead tripod and now I'm investing in a daylight lamp. It's not cheap at all, but I don't know, I'm kind of excited for these next steps in my YouTube career. No, I'm kidding, it's still my hobby, don't worry, but I don't know, it's just for me, it's a sign that I'm really taking this seriously, you know, investing some money into better filming equipment. So I also hope that you guys realize, or that you guys can see the difference, of course. So that's the first thing. Then the second thing is that I am making this mail for Abe. If you watched my latest PO box opening video, the last one I uploaded at least, because I'm still working on editing and uploading the newer versions. But in the previous one, I received mail from Abe, and then I did this new thing where I randomly pick mail each month to reply to, but I would always do that off camera or for a different video. And now, there you can see the reflection in my tea. I don't know, it just annoys me. But what I did now is I also picked a mail in the PO box opening video. That's something new I do. Picking straight from that pile. I don't know if that makes sense. But anyway, I picked Abe and I could see from the mail he sent me that he was into botanicals. So I thought that would be the perfect excuse to once again make a botanical themed meal, because I feel like I haven't done that in super long. While actually I think botanical themed meal is the first ever video I did on YouTube. On my snail mail YouTube. I mean, I made videos before that, but I'd have to check that. I think botanical might be my very first, so that kind of celebrates a whole lot of videos on YouTube. Yeah, what I'm doing, these are just new dies I got. They are stamp shaped, circle, square, rectangular. I quite like that, and I'm just going to die cut a whole bunch of stamps and some other things such as that happy mail and the ticket die and stuff like that. Some of them I'm going to use for this mail, and the others are going in as little gifts for him to use in his own mail. I kind of like that. Like, die cutting is so much work. It always annoys me how much work it is, but it does make a pretty cute gift, because then, like, those little stamp dies, they are perfect for other people to turn into embellishments. So I just think that that is kind of fun. Don't worry, I'm gonna cut this short. I'm also speeding this up like 20 times. But basically, long story short, I just made a whole lot of things to turn into a cute little goodie pack. Some doilies, some leaves. Speeding this up more and more and more, but you get the idea. If I sound a bit tired, that is probably because I am, because it's already Tuesday evening. It's currently 8 o'clock and my video is supposed to go live at 9 because I did not do proper planning. I used to have Tuesdays off. Basically, it depended on the shifts I picked. I had like standard shifts on Mondays and Wednesdays, and then I would have one varying shift. So sometimes it would be on Tuesday, sometimes it would be on Thursday. But I finally got my third standard shift, which is very good for me. That means that I'm now working not just Monday and Wednesday, but also Tuesday. So it's Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then if I want, I can pick up another shift, but I don't have to. And I think that that is going to be really good for me. The only thing is, of course, that I did not think this through. So I forgot to edit a video for today because I forgot that I would be working all day. But I think in the long run, it's going to be very, very good for me, because standard days sort of help me. You know, I know what I'm in for. I usually know the people I'm working with, because a lot of people have like standard days. So I will know, like, okay, Monday I'm working with this team, Tuesday I'm working with that team, and I'll just know what I'm in for, what my day is kind of going to look like, although you can never be too sure when you work in a restaurant, and that helps a lot in terms of anxiety. I think what I also know is that people know who I am and what I'm capable of, so even if there's something I cannot do, I will know that I can ask them for help, which is pretty good. So in the long term, I really think this is going to be very, very good for me. Speaking about this meal, which I keep forgetting, I glued down the washi tape because it's very pretty with the grid, but it's not that sticky. And then I fussy cut that the plant. Is it a plant? I think so. I fussy cut the leaves from that vintage image, and then another vintage image that came out of a folder with all sorts of vintage images I received from all of you. And then I added a strip, like a strip of vintage paper and a stamp to the front, like a little collage. And then also I have that Happy Meal die cut that I glued down. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a third page, like a little flap. I wasn't sure if I wanted to put it in the middle or on the right, which is why you see me move it around a whole lot. But I ended up putting it on the right, and I'm going to glue it down with some blue washi tape, because the background, or the back side of that flap I added in is also blue, and I thought that would actually look pretty nice with the botanical theme. I wouldn't normally mix botanical and blue, but I'm quite happy with how that turned out. By the way, that extra flap, the page I used is from a Flow magazine. Flow magazine always has those kind of divider pages, and this is one of those divider pages, and they're always a little bit sturdier than the regular pages because they kind of indicate a new chapter in the book, in the magazine. I mean, what am I saying? So they are a little bit more sturdy, which is why they are very nice for using in flip books or for envelopes or something like that. I realize I'm rambling again. I'm sorry. I was hoping to make this video a little bit more relaxed because I'm also pretty tired myself, but the rambling, that just comes naturally to me. I hope that's okay. Then this is obviously my La Papier letter writing paper. I'm going to, at first I was doubting putting it into the flip book, but then I end up making like a second piece, a second. I'm lost for words. This has been a long day. I end up keeping the envelope separately. And it says please deliver to, and then I wrote Abe. And then I'm just decorating the letter, but I'm obviously not going to write it on camera because those kind of things are private. So I have the flip book and then I have the envelope separately. And I'm also decorating that with some stamps. I just think that looks pretty nice. I have so many beautiful stamps and I just keep forgetting to use them because vintage isn't actually my go-to style. I usually prefer working with pastels, but not gonna lie, I quite like the way the stamps look in this collage and on the envelope. That left pocket I made is also from a Flow magazine divider page. It's from the same magazine, it's just a different image. Now, next thing I keep forgetting to use, but actually very much love, are my wooden stamps. So I'm adding a little bee design, little leaves, some little cute little elements to kind of decorate the pages. Oh, and I'm adding more like vintage paper strips. I see other people do that on Instagram. That's like how I get most of my inspiration. I learn from other people. I see other people use teeny tiny strips of vintage paper and it looks quite nice. Like when you have a blank background, it's quite nice to sort of break the blank background by adding a little paper strip. That, what you saw me use just there, is a sticker I made with my Phomemo printer. Phomemo printers are thermal little printers. I received one from Phomemo to use in my videos. This is not sponsored, but I have to admit it's pretty cool to make your own stickers. So you cannot really see it on camera, but I added a little leaf, like a transparent leaf sticker that I made with that printer. I will link I have a discount code. I keep forgetting to say that, but I have a discount code. I will link everything down below if you want to check that out. Once again, not sponsored, but we all love discount codes. Let's be honest. Yeah, so that flower image on the left of that right page is also vintage. Hello, why do I keep bobbing my head in and out of the frame? I thought I stopped doing that, but apparently I did not. I added that. Yeah, that's another vintage floral image that someone sent me, and I just fussy-cut that and I added that to the page, and then I'm adding my mail tag on there. I very often forget to do a mail tag, but it is quite fun, especially if you're pen pals and you will usually talk about your daily life. At least I usually talk about my daily life with pen pals, and then the mail tag is kind of a fun way to ask questions that you wouldn't normally talk about, such as what is your superpower, or if you were a superhero, what would your superhero name be? Those kind of things. I don't know, I just kind of like that because it gives something different. The next thing I'm going to do is add a wax seal to that page. I added a dried flower. I forgot where I got that dried flower. I think it might have been my mom's old garden in the old house, like the old farm. But anyway, a dried flower and then a beautiful little wax seal. And I'm also adding some little, oh yeah, no, okay, no, this actually, I actually failed here, but I wanted to make some cute little dots. And there's my cat. I wanted to make some cute little dots with the remaining wax, but I kept failing. I for some reason, they wouldn't turn into cute little dots. They turned into like petal shapes, and I didn't like it. So I tried to carefully peel them off. And then I'm just going to do them again, and that looks a lot better. I did tear the page a little bit, but I really was not happy with the way they looked the first time. I don't know how people do that. Make wax look nice on the page. Like wax drops, I mean. Whew. how are you guys doing? Let me know. Did you work today? Did you go to school? Did you enjoy a day off? I'm working, of course, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week, but I also have a training on Saturday, which is a hospitality training. I mean, I did go to, like, I studied hospitality management, so I don't know if I'm going to learn something new, but I'm excited to have trainings again. I mean, school stressed me out. I got anxiety from my education, but I always did quite like learning, so I am a little bit excited. Yeah, what I'm doing in the background is just collecting a whole bunch of goodies. In that little vellum envelope are a lot of small die cuts that you saw me make, and then I'm also adding the bigger die cuts in that pocket on the left. I added a botanical bookmark. I'm adding some goodies from the flow book for paper lovers, not the one from this year, the one from last year. No, not the one from 2019, the one from 2018, because that had a whole lot of botanical items. So I just added some pages from a little notebook and a little postcard, and then these are stickers from a teeny tiny sticker book that I'm adding, and then this cute little robot guy from one of the pip sticks that I received in the past. And I'm going to wrap that up with some twine. Don't worry, you're getting a lot of slowed down shots in a second, so you can see a little bit more up close what this is all going to look like. Hello, messy desk. See, this is me struggling with the lighting. It's quite difficult to show really what it looks like, but I am going to show you in actual daylight as well. See, this is the next day, different sweater. I'm still using my daylight lamp, but I'm also using natural light, and I think that is actually the best combination. I don't know, I cannot seem to mimic actual daylight, but probably I need more lamps for that. So there is the envelope. Wow, that came out very weird. The envelope with my letter and some other things. And then this is the flip book itself. Mail tag. Ton of goodies. Those sticker pages. Yeah. I am actually very excited. I want to do botanical themed mail more often, because that is kind of the first style I really fell in love with in the snowman community. Before I got into like Maggie Holmes, pink paisley, and the cute pastel colors, I used to be all about botanical, so I think it would be good to go back to my roots. That sounds very dramatic, but you know what I mean. I want to know from you guys, of course, how do you feel about this lighting? See, there's me changing the lighting again. And what is your preferred style? Is it botanical? Is it vintage? Is it kawaii? I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Is it pastel? Let me know. I'd be interested to hear that. And who knows, I might try something in your preferred style next time. Hope this video wasn't too much rambling, although probably it was. I hope you are all having an amazing day, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye bye.